Hi, my name is Andrew Berry and welcome to At the Benches YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at Durston's new addition to the Bangle forming die set. You may be familiar with the traditional Bangle forming die set that Durston have been selling now for many years that enables bangles to be made, torque bangles, very easily, very simply, whether they be simply flat section or using these dies here to make them concave, with a dip running all the way around them. But now Durston have gone just that one step further. Not satisfied with the simple bangles that can be made using these, they've now produced some extra dies which enable us to make bangles that are convex. As you can see, these are the new dies that enable us to make gorgeous convex. Now what do I mean by convex? Well, you can see the difference in the dies here. Let's simply use this one as an example. So this was the large traditional die, and as you can see we've got this concave, this dipped look in this die. The new dies now are out and they have a curve in the opposite direction. As you can see, they are this way inclined, which now gives you three options when it comes to making torque bangles. You can make them flat, you can make them concave, and now the new set enables you to make them convex, curved on the outside. So again, going back to the original dies, we could make bangles like this, with this curved section here, or this one here. As you can see, this gorgeous, nice, simple torque shape. And now with these bangles, you can do this style of bangle. You can make these bangles, again, torque bangle style, but the outside now is rounded and curved on the outside as opposed to inside. So there is one slight difference now. You don't use a hard Delrin hammer because, as you can see from the face on this, it is curved to fit into the curves of the dies. Now you need a different type of hammer. You need a hammer that when you hit, it's going to push the metal down onto the die. It needs to be softer. So now we've got these rubber mallets. A nice face on here. It looks quite hard, but it actually is a bit squishy, and it's nice because when you hit the metal, the hammer head is going to deform, and where it's going to stop where you hit the metal, but the rest of the hammer head is going to be formed and push the metal down around the die itself. Let me just give you a quick demonstration of this now. Let's use one of these. It's the same traditional carrier that we've got. That simply goes into the vise. We can put the die on. As you can see, we've got three different shapes. We've got quite a nice wide area here for nice wide bangles. This area here, this is roughly around about 30 millimeters, 35 millimeters in width for producing narrow bangles, and this little chap here in the region of about 20 millimeters for a nice narrow bangle. Got the pin put on the outside just to hold that die in place, like that. We get our piece of copper in this case. Now this is quite nice and soft. It's quite fine, quite thin as well. This is around about 1/3 of a millimeter, and this is where these bangle forming die sets really come into their own, because it enables you to use slightly thinner gauge metal, because you're not simply relying upon the thickness of the metal to make it sturdy. You're relying upon shaping the metal, whether it be into a concave, an anticlastic, or a convex, a synclastic shape, to give it its strength. Let me just quickly show you what I mean using this particular piece of copper. So you would place it upon the mandrel as we have here. Let me come onto this side so we can see what we're doing. So then as you hit the mallet, you can see what's going to happen. The mallet head is going to stop at this area here, but the rest of the head is going to follow on, and because it's nice and soft, it will force the metal down into those shapes there. So we can hammer into this particular type of shape here. Now, this Delrin hammer is not going to work because this is simply not going to shape it at all, as you can see. So what I'd advise you to do, first of all, is to get your piece of metal and just bend it around the mandrel as we've got there to get this beginning of a shape like this. And now you can then put the metal onto the mandrel itself, hold it close in contact with the mandrel, and you can start to hammer. And as you hammer along the one side here, you're hammering the curvature into the metal. If you want to turn it around, you can do. Onto this side here, and again, hammer. And I'm just rushing a little bit here. Getting a few little buckles on the outside edge here, but you can address that now if you want to with your Delrin hammer, just to go over that outer edge to get that nicely in contact, and likewise on this side. And it's going to take a little bit more work than what we're just simply doing here. It's a little bit harder to maneuver than these bangles here, because you're simply hammering the bangles into these dies, whereas this particular type of die, you're just having to force the metal over the die itself. As I said, it's going to take a little bit more work to do this. And with a little bit of effort, you can make bangles exactly like this. Just takes a little bit more time, a little bit more persistence. This is a gorgeous roller printed design that we've put on here, again using one of Durston's agile roller mills, and we've got that lovely gorgeous convex, that synclastic shape in a gorgeous nice sturdy torque bangle shape. Right, so you can win yourself a new bangle forming die set. All you got to do is click on the link down below in the description, go to the form, fill out your details, and there's one little question here on that form. The answer to the question is contained within this film. Get that right and you could be in with a chance of having your own new Durston's bangle forming die set. There is a time restriction. Again, all the details are down below in the description. Rules and promotion rules are down in the links as well down below if you want to go and check them out. So good luck. Watch the film again if you didn't quite catch what the answer to the question is, and good luck. My name is Andrew Berry. See you next time. Bye-bye.